And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. We are covering Season 11, Division 4D of Rebbl. With me, as always, is Charles.
Hello.
Hello, Charles.
It's
going great. Let's see. Do we have our co-host? No. Juvasek is offline right now.
He is on duty, as you say.
Yeah, he's on assignment. That's what it is. He's on assignment. Yes. The network needed more anchors to fill in on other shows around the world, so he graciously decided to fill in. I think he's over in Greece doing a small show on cable news out there. I don't know. I got nothing. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll look at our scorecards. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our scorecard where we take a look at last week's matchups, get an idea of what happened in the game. Charles, who do we have as our main event? Is that Sterling Hornets and Dazed and Confused?
Yes, the draw between Elf and Nurgle.
Yeah, let's
sounds
go.
Familiar to me.
1-1 draw. Now, nobody outside the show knows this, but I lost a bet and had to watch this game because of the horrible uniforms both teams are wearing. Somebody thought it would be funny to punish me, so I had to sit and watch this game. And game opens up. Nurgle comes out swinging. Their first hit is a removal. Their second hit is a removal. The game's just moving, but the Hornets get the ball back. They steal the ball. They're taking off. At some point, Dazed and Confused puts the drop down on the Strength 4 elf and kills him. And I about fell out of my chair. I was like, oh, what a glorious day. I hate Strength 4 elves.
Did the apple save it?
No, the apple killed it. That was even funnier.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
oh.
Dead apple dead. Oh, thank goodness. But it's not enough to stop the Hornets. They're still they got the ball. They're moving down the field. They score. But by this time, Dazed and Confused, they get the ball back. They're moving the ball slowly. They're just getting plenty of removals. They tie it up, but it's just not enough to win it at that point. But the thing that stood out about this game was that I had said early in the season, I said, you've got to kill that Strength 4 elf or he will be a problem. Dazed and Confused stepped up, killed that elf. More important than getting the draw was killing that elf. And I think that really changed the tide because then the elves couldn't just kind of push their way through where they wanted to go. They had to make better position decisions, and it wasn't enough.
And losing a lot of players is not even really about positional decisions. It's that you cannot get enough people around the ball, around the player to get a 2-die block.
Yeah, and Dazed and Confused, they just came out swinging and they just didn't stop. And if you look at their stats here, they cleaned up almost 20 points of SPPs. It was just, it was a bloodletting, and I enjoyed every minute of that. But
as elves, you would probably accept the defeat rather than take all of the damage.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure you'd rather take a loss than losing that Strength 4 piece. That was kind of brutal.
I've been in that situation a lot.
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
It's brutal, but other than that, it was a fun game to watch. Both coaches did what they were supposed to do, and it was on. Let's take a look at... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Bloodvaring and Skapop still haven't played yet, right?
Okay.
So we should move on to Director Squad versus the Gorgers.
All right. The Director Squad 0-1 loss to the Gorgers. Now, I don't remember. Who did I have in this one? Do you remember?
You picked correctly.
Yeah, I did. Oh, nice. I got lucky.
I was the only one trusting the Director Squad.
You went with Director.
To be this time.
Yeah, let's take a look at some statistics here. The Gorgers had 50% ball possession, 25% in their half, 25% in the opponent's half. Nice.
How were the breaks?
Let's take a look.
What I saw.
Yeah, let's take a look first. Director Squad took 27 blocks. The Gorgers took 38 blocks. Director took 3 casualties. Grummelgrok took 2. SPP, nice day. Both guys got close to 10. And Director Squad armor. Oof, this is brutal. Their armor held up 13 times, but it failed 10 times. So that's about 56% armor breaks.
That's terrible.
That is terrible.
Armor 9.
And then injury, 3 injuries, 7 successes. So they were just getting beat down there. Let's take a look at the Gorgers here. Gorger's armor held an incredible 60% of the time. That's amazing. They had 15 successful, 10 failures. Considering they have the little nobblers on the team, I would be surprised at that high of a number.
That shouldn't. That should be what you expect, because those nobblers are gonna break armor so frequently.
They're gonna get whacked. But what's even more amazing is that the injuries, their injury dice, there was 8 success, 2 failures, so they only got 2 injuries rolls that were bad for them. So that's an amazing game for the Gorgers. Unfortunate game for the Draktar squad.
So a close game, probably what made the difference is this armor breaks.
Yeah, I don't see anything else that stands out here. No wild dice numbers or anything.
But congratulations, always nice to see the stunty team get wins.
Yeah, stunty teams always struggle, so that was a nice one. Let's take a look at BloodBowl Club versus Mass Bolts.
Let's go, the elf team getting a win. And I was the only one believing them.
Yeah, that's amazing. 1-2 win. Let's take a look. Ball possession's pretty much even. Blocks succeeded. The Brawl Club had about double the blocks, but not a lot of injuries here. It looks like they were throwing pillow fists. Yeah. 3 casualties and 0 deaths.
One of the things I said is that this BloodBowl Club, they still don't have the kill pieces ready, so they will outblock people, but they're not gonna destroy them. So that's why I was picking the elves, and it seems like that's what happened.
Well, I didn't get to see this game, neither did you, but one thing that stands out to me here is the BloodBowl Club's go for it. They had 22 successes and 2 failures, which makes me think they were just out of position a lot. Why would you have that many GFIs in a game?
That many GFIs.
You had that's just out. You were out positioned at some point and had to go for it.
That's absurd.
That's crazy.
That's an incredible amount.
I know, compared to the Mass Bolts, only had 4 GFIs total the whole game.
Right.
And they failed half of them.
Closer to what you want, right?
Yeah.
4 GFI is pretty okay. It's actually a low number, I think.
Yeah, it's very low. But with dwarves, even I don't hit over 20, and I have sure feet bull centaurs.
And Nuffle didn't punish them.
It did not. 91%. That's amazing. So, good job on those GFIs, but maybe limit those a little more. Work on a little better positioning. Don't let them through your lines.
Yeah, you can punch them a lot. You don't need to just catch them in the same turn they move away from you, because if they score, you have time to punch them some more, or to even score back.
Or so just base them. I love to base them.
So then you don't need to go crazy and throw a bunch of GFIs. You can just surround the other players and punch them and slowly move up to pressure.
Absolutely.
But this time around, it doesn't seem like it was the issue, right?
Yeah, it didn't work this time, but oh well. Maybe next time, Brawl Club. Good job, Mass Bolts. Admin game should go to the Bogue Bombers. Let's see, Sweet Teeth Forever, 0-1 loss to bring out your Undead, the Khemri team.
Right. This is the one I want to go in depth.
Okay. Did you watch this game?
Yes.
Man, there was quite a difference in blocks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's 50 blocks for the Undead, 32 blocks for Sweet Teeth. So that was quite the difference.
Yes.
And then deaths and casualties, 4 casualties for Sweet Teeth and 1 death, compared to only 1 casualty sustained for the Undead.
Yeah, so that was a big point at the beginning of the match. The Necro, the way they set up for defense, they had kind of the normal rule of 5s defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they took their 2 whites and put them away from protection.
Okay.
And when I saw that, I thought, well, that's the blitz. You're giving them the whites to hit. That's where they're gonna hit. And they paid for it with a casualty on turn 1. No regen, so they are already down a white, which is a very important player, right? And then by turn 2 or 3, a wolf blitzes and cannot go back to...
Can't make it back?
Yes, he can't get back to a screen. So, of course, again, you have a high value target. That's where random add hits, and it's a kill and no regen. So there goes a wolf, and the Necro are missing two of their most important players at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the Kenry, they actually show up with an interesting strategy, because they were playing against a wizard, so they play a totally different type of offense by screening off and trying to make a pathway through the sideline for their offense to advance without having to cage.
Okay.
It kind of it starts working well, but then it backfires at the moment the Necro realizes they can just blitz a player off and base the ball.
Okay.
That's what they do. And then on edge 2, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
And then that gives the Necro opportunity to try to surf the ball first, and then they have another opportunity to sack it, and both of those fail because of the strength 4 on that Kenry ball carrier. So that guy is a pretty special player, and it's making a difference. It's not the first time. It makes a big difference for their offense. And the lightning bolt also fails, so that's 1-0 Kenry at the end of the first half, and they have a numbers advantage with 2 big injuries in their favor. So the Necro, of course, on second half they have trouble moving the ball. They go for kind of a risky play, but they have to. They fail a 1 in 9 trying to get a blitz to open up space to run.
Okay. But
then the Kenry fail 2 1 in 9s in their turn, giving the Necro still a chance to recover. The Necro picks up the ball, they half potato it downfield, and then Kenry just they don't go crazy. I like how he did that. The coach, he's not gonna try some crazy red eye blitz or stuff like that, so he just blitzes and bases the ball, and the opponent fails another 1 in 9, and that's the game.
So he runs the ball with a strength 4 wrestle piece, is that right?
Kenry runs with a strength 4.
Because that piece has wrestle, that strength 4 player. Or did he just get that?
I didn't know about the wrestle.
Yeah, I was like, what? He took sure hands. Well, here comes with sure hands. It got strength 4. Then he took wrestle. I'm a little confused by that.
Oh, he didn't have wrestle at the time.
Well, but now sure hands and wrestle, that's kind of counterintuitive to me. Oh well.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah. Yeah, if you fall down, you're gonna drop that ball. Alright. So that looked like it was a good game. A few bad dice rolls here and there. Definitely changes that.
Yeah, but it happened on both sides.
Yeah.
Just the injuries made a big difference, and the interesting strategy for the Kenry offense paid off.
And I think Sweet Teeth forever learned you can't just leave a player hanging out there that's valuable like that. You gotta bring him back or put up a zombie in front of him.
Yes, and both accounts, they could have done something to protect the player a little bit more.
Alright.
Especially on the turn 1 setup.
Yeah, sounds like a good one. Let's take a look at Rebbl Cheese Thieves. 1-0 win over Commanders in Grief. Now,
boy, are those Cheese Thieves on fire right now?
Man, I'm telling you, they still nobody stopped the Paneer. I assume he's still alive. Otherwise, we'd have heard that. We'd have got a news break-in about that if that had happened.
Yeah.
Cheese Thieves took 47 blocks, only 1 casualty, compared to the Commanders in Grief taking 33 for 2 casualties. Rebbl Cheese Thieves. The coach of the Rebbl Cheese Thieves has figured out how to add color to his name, and now he has feta and black.
Oh, right. I saw that.
Yeah, whenever somebody does that, their team pretty much goes into the death spiral after that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a glitch in the code that you no longer win. So don't get used to it.
I wonder if I have one of those, maybe.
Yeah, once you have it, it's a plague. You can't get rid of it. Let's take a look at the dice. I don't see anything crazy here. 2 wake ups after KO. Commanders in Grief. A lot of go for it, but nothing crazy. Armor not holding up great. So I guess it was
always gonna be a difficult matchup for Commanders in Grief here.
Not enough tackle.
So difficult to deal with that with those Caven.
Well,
with that kind of team.
Also, I mean, you got to respect. He held him to 1 touchdown, unless unless Chief Thieves took our advice and just let off the gas and played safe. But if you held him to 1 legitimately, and Andrew Smackson getting the MVP here, nice.
I will say they are probably going a bit slower now because they are looking healthier.
Okay.
And they're not running up the score anymore. I think that's wise.
Yeah, that's a much better way to play them. All right, I think that's all of our games. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that is all of our games. So why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back with Juvicek's CompuBox. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. Juvicek is out on assignment, so filling in for him this week is Charles. Charles, what can you tell us about the stats this week?
Yes, we're gonna go straight into the heavy hitters since we don't have our stats guy tonight. First up, we got Urag Marrowbender, the guard, break tackle,
yeah. 2 injuries and 2 KOs, it looks like.
Right,
and they
contributing to that victory they got, and the armor breaks on AV9.
Yep.
He was the main culprit there, and nice job. And then for Dazed and Confused, we got Mitch Kramer, also with a big contribution, getting a KO and an injury, but also a touchdown.
Yeah, nice hat trick that he did there.
And interesting that he is a movement 5 guy and he's scoring touchdowns, so there must be some shenanigans going on.
Shenanigans, clearly. All right.
Because you usually would not carry with him.
Well, yeah, you got Claw, Mighty Blow, you'd just be smashing people close to you. But you went the distance, did a little of everything now. Alright, let's take a look at, what's our next segment here, Charles? Pound for Pound.
Pound for Pound series.
Alright, let's... take a look at our Pound for Pound. We don't need to go to commercial.
Sure.
Division 4D. Looks like Bogue Bombers sitting on top with 17 points.
Yes, they're gonna actually go to 20 points because they're gonna get a bye-week win.
Oh, that'll put them
so they
way
are 3 points clear. Yeah.
Now, bring out your Undead, rounding up in second. Mass Bolts in third. Rebbl Cheese Thieves making their way back up into the rankings here in fourth. Nice.
Yeah, they're hitting a stride and getting back to where we expected them to be.
Yeah. Dazed and Confused also looking okay. And the Sterling Hornets, now that was your team. They're in 6th place.
Yeah, both Dazed and Confused and Sterling Hornets held each other to a draw, so that's why both of them fell down a little bit.
Alright, and then at the bottom half of the division, Sweet Teeth Forever. 12 points, Commanders in Grief, Beer Brawl Club, Gribble Got Gorgers, actually with 2 wins. That's impressive for a ogre team, so nothing to hold your head about there. And they do have a Stunty Cup, don't they, where top Stunty teams with most wins get into some other special thing? I don't know what the cutoff is. I don't follow Stunty.
The Stunty Cup gives you a playoff spot. So the Stunty team that has the best record across REL is gonna go to the playoffs.
Alright.
Or across Rebbl, I think.
Drakdar squad still struggling a little, as are the Blue Variant Slayerian and Ska Pop Skavens. Of course, some of you now at this point are probably playing for skill SPPs, not worried about winning. And let's see, Bogue Bombers. That was my team I picked at the beginning, right? I mean, I'm doing really good then.
No, you picked the Commander in Grief.
No, I don't remember that, Charles. I'm gonna go back and edit.
Okay.
I gotta go back and edit that out, Charles. I picked the Bogue Bombers. That's I said these guys have it, and that's what I'm sticking to. No, I didn't see that one coming either.
That was impressive pick by Juvicek.
Did he pick them?
They are outperforming. Yes, he picked them at week 2.
Oh no, I hate to hear that. We're not gonna hear the end of that.
He's gonna be so.
It's gonna be hard to live with him.
Full of himself.
Yeah. It's gonna be insufferable to deal with him, and now he's gonna want a big contract pay raise for that. Oy. All right. Well, unfortunately, Juvicek's probably. I mean, looking at these points, it's gonna be hard to catch him. Well, we take a quick commercial break. We'll come back, and we have our Contender Series this week. Who do we have up on the Contender Series, Charles?
We got Pars from the Necro.
Sweet Teeth Forever. Pars. It's coming up.
Yeah,
so
from the Necro team.
Yeah, we'll hear from him after these quick commercial break. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. We are doing our we're doing our contender series, where we take a look at one player from the division. We get a little information about the coach, about his team. Now, tonight we have a guest with us, Pars, and his team is Sweet Teeth Forever. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Great to be here.
Hey, great to have you. Now, we're going to talk about one of the most important aspects of the game. Have you heard the show before?
Yep.
Okay. Any idea what kind of question we're going to ask you first?
Oh, it's most definitely the team colors.
Boy, I tell you, you got the second best colors in the division. You got to be proud of that. You did the right thing. Now, how
can I not go for the purple, man?
The purple and lightning, it's so dead sexy on this team. Yeah, that's a really good one. Personally, I like the black one a little better, but the purple one's still very doable. I know everybody was wondering about how you came up with that brilliant decision, but I mean, obviously you're a coach with good taste. So, how did you come up with the team name? And tell us a little bit, how long have you been playing this game?
So team name? I was honestly just kind of lost, and one of my friends suggested, I don't know, like candy bars, so I just kind of went with that, and I was like, oh, it's an undead team. Let's do a play on the we're undead, so it's, you know.
Okay. And how long have you been playing?
BloodBowl, I've been playing for a few years now. I play a bit of tabletop, and I played BloodBowl 1, the PC game, and I played a little bit of BloodBowl 2.
Okay, so you've got some experience in the game.
Yep.
Cool.
This is notably my first time playing Necro.
Oh, okay.
I had actually accidentally forgot to... I was lazy, and forgot to switch back to, or make a new Rats or Lizards team, which is what I normally play. And I was just like, oh, I guess I'll just keep on the Necro train.
Yeah, Necro's a decent team to play. I mean, you got a lot of options here.
I'm honestly not a huge fan of Necro. I need pieces that are a bit faster. Like, zombies are great and all, but speed 4.
Yeah, because that movement 8 is so terrible on the werewolves. How dare you? How dare you complain? And the whites, movement 6. Oh, movement 6. Oh, and the ghouls. Oh, no.
How many ghouls do you look for in this roster? Just the one?
I think I'm just gonna keep on one, yeah. Hopefully, like, I've got 2 werewolves that are also pretty good at handling the ball. So I'm just gonna have the ghoul next to... I meant to grab Sure Hands, but I accidentally went for Black because I wasn't thinking on his level up. But next level up on the ghoul, I'm definitely planning on grabbing Sure Hands so he can be ball carrier for when they have strip ball.
And he's pretty close to it as well.
Yep, he's 2 SPP away currently.
Yeah, 1 touch time. That'll be fine. Let's take a look at your werewolf. Your first one, Hershey. Block dodge. That's already pretty scary. What's the next skill you're going for on him? Mighty Blow.
So, yeah, obviously Mighty Blow. Assuming neither of those, I could use some tackle on the team. Tackle would be nice. I don't know if I want it on him. Maybe jump up.
Okay.
Sidestep would be good, yeah. But yeah, definitely looking to roll doubles.
Well, aren't we all? Yeah. The other werewolf, 0 SPP, is he new? Did somebody die?
So last game, actually, my other level 3 werewolf died.
No. Somebody's doing the Lord's work in the division. That's good to see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unfortunate for you, I'm sure, but...
We should tell them there's a reward for that. He probably gets around $5.
Oh yeah, there's a bounty on all werewolves and vampires.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how much of a blow is it, and how do you look? How are you looking to build the next guy?
So I think next guy is also going to be Blodge, assuming nothing too crazy. I like just having Blodge on my werewolves because they, you know, being the ball carriers, and I want them to get in and out of places. Dodge is nice, and then block because you're looking to hit things.
And
nothing
your
too crazy.
Your flesh golems are coming along nicely. Like, usually they take a while to develop because they're not really carrying the ball, they're not moving far enough, they just rely on getting MVPs and kills.
Yep. Yeah, I've gotten some decent injuries with them, so they're getting up there.
Yeah, you've got block on both, you can't complain about that, and then guard on the second one, that's going to be really helpful. Your white, is he your killer, or are you just using the werewolves for killers?
So I'm gonna have at least one of the whites. I think I'm gonna have that one with Mighty Blow, develop a little bit more. Might also get piling on, because the werewolves, are gonna be my killers versus guys with AV higher than 7.
Right.
But if I'm playing against anything squishier, the Mighty Blow piece, a guaranteed Mighty Blow piece, is gonna be a bit better.
Yeah. Alright, and you've got a couple of injuries, but just on zombies, no big deal.
Yep.
Where do you go with the team from here? Are you gonna keep it for the next season, or are you gonna switch back? Because all in all, it's a pretty good looking team so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I might switch back to rats for next season. I love me some gutter runners, man.
Alright. I love killing gutter runners, so we're both in the same kind of club there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. You got the beer stand, doing a lot of pushing off of the pitch, I assume.
Yeah.
Frenzy.
I mean, people misplace every now and then. You just frenzy them off the pitch with a werewolf.
Yeah, I love that. And let's see, 5 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses, so right in the middle of the pack. Nothing to complain about, but nothing stellar here yet. Charles, any other question for our guest?
Yes. Talk to us about the zombies and the block on them, and when are you gonna take some dirty player or maybe kick?
So yeah, just went for a block for a couple. So the zombies, one of my zombies actually was like one of the first things to level up on my team when I was starting, which was unfortunate. And I just wanted a bit more block on the team, so I got that. Next, I think the next skill I'm going to be taking is kick. And then maybe after I fill out the roster a bit more, after that I'll grab a dirty player or two.
Yeah, you do have block on 2 of these zombies. Usually people go dirty player just to foul it, cheap fouls. But
yeah,
everybody's different. That's cool. How are you liking the league so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. This division's a little bashy. I wish I was playing against some more agile teams, but
Now, did you come in from the Eurogamer article or not?
yeah, I was playing in the Eurogamer.
Okay, cool. All right, another one of you miscreants or deviants from that article. Good. Any good matchups you've had so far? Any games that were memorable, or any you look forward to?
Definitely my first one of the season versus the Rats. I think it was Rebbl Cheese Thieves.
Okay. Oh, the one-turner. Yeah.
Yep, he had the one-turner, but I killed both of his Storm Vermin and something else. Maybe minus strength or something. I know. It was pretty brutal.
I don't remember how that game went. Did you win that one or lose that one?
I won it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And how are you so difficult to predict? I'm having a tough time predicting your matches.
Oh yeah, the games we think you're gonna win, you lose, and the ones we think you're gonna lose, you win.
Yeah.
It's just because this is, like you said, this is a team that's new to you. I mean, that could be part
Yeah,
of it.
I'm not super experienced with the team, and like some of the matchups I'm not as familiar with how to play against bashy teams as like a somewhat bashy team, and like those matchups are kind of rough for me. Like this one last week versus the Khemri, I was just like I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. And he also got some pretty big removals on the first 2 or 3 turns.
Yeah, he badly hurt my white and then deaded my wolf by turn 3.
Ouch. It's hard to win. It's hard to win from on turn 3 when you've lost 2 players.
Yeah,
Times.
and I missed my lightning bolt.
Oh, the wizard gave you a 1.
That's the worst.
That's the worst. You just waste all that money on a wizard.
Sorry.
Which is why some of us do fireball stuff.
Shut up with your fireball nonsense.
Yeah, speaking of fireball nonsense, I don't know if any of you saw my game the previous week versus Commanders in Grief. I think I had the best fireball I've personally ever seen anyone pull off in the game.
Really?
Yeah, I knocked down like 5 orcs with it. And I think I injured 2. It was nuts.
Wow, amazing.
That is crazy.
See?
It's because of the sexy uniforms your team's wearing. Good job.
Yeah, man. The lightning, channeling those wizards, man.
Channeling the lightning fireball combo. Nice. All right. You're going to be back for next season then, you think?
Oh, most definitely.
Most definitely. Cool. Good to have you aboard. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far this year. Charles, any other questions for our guest?
Any message for the division?
Oh, who do you got left? How many games we got left? Who do you face? I mean,
6, I think.
6. Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
games.
Yeah. Feel free to trash talk anybody. They like that kind of stuff. I'm just
yeah.
kidding. Don't.
Rebbl kill that fucking one-turner, guys. What do you guys do?
I said that the very
yeah.
first game of the season. I was like, if somebody doesn't step up and kill this player, it's gonna be annoying for everybody.
I tried so hard. I fouled it like multiple turns, and you got a KO on it, so it was safe.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right. Well, it was good to have you on the show. Good luck with the rest of the season, and hopefully we see you again next season. Or maybe you'll stick with this team and we won't see you. All right. Take care. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. We are back with our main event where we take a look at what game Charles thinks is going to be the most interesting to the division. And Charles, who do you have up for this week's main event?
We have the Rebbl Cheese Thieves facing the Sterling Hornets.
All right. Now, Cheese Thieves, everybody knows one turner. A lot of tools though on that team.
Also the Sacker.
Oh yeah, yeah, they've got a great sacker. And the Hornets, everybody knows, ugly uniforms, but they tend to score a lot. What are your keys to this game, Charles?
Oh, of course, for the Rebbl Cheese Thieves, it's Paneer, because he makes it so the elves cannot play a normal game, and he's the main reason why. Together with Abundance, I think this game is gonna be a shootout, because these teams cannot stop each other. And so another key is the fact that there's no tackle around in this game, no tackle to be seen, so dodge is gonna be king here.
So whoever's dodge ability holds up the longest is probably gonna have a huge advantage in this.
Yes, whoever doesn't 1 in 36 is likely to win.
Yeah.
Right.
That's gonna be
and
a
then
shootout.
For the Hornets, I think the key is actually Pyto, a simple wrestle piece, just because they are missing a lot of players after the bashing they took from Nurgle, and so wrestle is gonna be the only way they can get somebody down reliably.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be the key for down.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look. That is our main event, and let's go on to look at our next games.
Who do you pick on the main event?
Who do I pick on the main event? I'm going with Rebbl Cheese Thieves. I gotta go. I don't think I picked them all season. Maybe I did. I just like, if they get a quick score, Sterling's gonna feel the pressure to keep up with them. And when you feel that pressure, keep up with them, and knowing that they can one turn at any moment, the pressure can sometimes get to you. That's my reasoning.
Right. I'm gonna have to second that. It's two teams with AV7, so nobody actually has an advantage on getting removals. And as we said, no tackle, so whoever has the best movement is the one I'm gonna pick. So it's the Skaven.
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, the two catchers are out and a lineman are out for the elves.
And they lost, as you said, the strength 4 guy.
Yeah, so it's going to be a rough one for them. Now, they could prove us all wrong, rebound, and make a move for the division, but
oh yeah,
it's going to be hard. But
they are pretty solid, and actually both these teams, I think it's time for them to make a move now, because whoever loses this one is
probably
gonna have a it's probably out. Realistically,
this is the game that starts to come down to. All right, who do you like? Let's take a look at Bogue Bombers. Let's take a look. Bogue Bombers versus Ska Poppin' Skavens. The Bogue Bombers coming in looks like healthy.
We don't know how the Skaven are gonna be though, because they haven't played.
Oh yeah, you guys gotta get your games in before Wednesday night. You slackers. Just assuming both teams come in healthy though, I think I'll take the Bogue Bombers. They're leading the division. There's no reason to pick against them at this point.
Exactly, my point would be that there's no reason to pick the team that hasn't won yet.
Right. It doesn't look like this will be
against
the
the
upset.
team at the top, especially.
Getting an upset in Blood Bowl is hard enough to do, let alone from bottom to top. It happens, but it's a tough hill to climb. But God bless you. Good luck.
By the way, yeah, that would be an amazing upset. Imagine the Skaven didn't get a win so far, but then they beat the guy who's on top. So that would be a pretty special moment.
Or you know what would be even better? Is that you're losing, but it's like 4 turns to go and you realize you're going to lose. So you just kill one of the Vogue Bomber's best players. Oh, that would make a highlight film right there. Please feel free to do that as well. Always kill the guy in the lead, as my grandfather used to say. That was
what a tough grandfather.
Well, yeah, he got no patience for nonsense.
Listen here, kid.
Listen here,
always
kid.
kill the guy on top.
That's how he made his fortune. In daycare, he was in charge of a daycare. That's how he did it. Yeah. Killed the.
Sure.
Yeah. Shut up, Charles. How dare you? All right, let's take a look at Sweet Teeth Forever versus Beer Brawl Club. TV about 50 points difference there. Sweet Teeth Forever coming off that loss with the zombie out. Beer Brawl Club, I still coming off with the loss, but they look fully healthy and they have a ton of guard going into this game. But as you said earlier, no real developed killers yet. They have a Blitzer with Mighty Blow and a Troll Slayer with Mighty Blow and Stand Firm. I assume for surfing, but the other player likes Sweet Teeth Forever. He likes to surf as well. That's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Yes, it's one of the closest ones of the week.
I think I'll take a look at this game if I get a chance. In this game, I'm going to take Beer Brawl Club, only because Sweet Teeth Forever is not prepared. They haven't played a lot of Necromantic, and I think when you don't get the removals you're expecting, it's going to be a long day for you. That is my guess. So I'm going with the Beer Brawl Club.
I'm going to disagree with you for the first time. I know the coach is inexperienced on Necro, but I also know that those wolves have movement 8 and the ghoul has movement 7. So I'm picking the movement for them to do something on offense, and then regen helping them still have bodies to stop the dwarves. Because if you have people on the pitch, you can just base the dwarves and they're not going anywhere. So hoping that regen does something, they are perfectly capable of using those tentpole golems and just shitty zombies to stop the dwarves.
And then I think all that guard takes it, and then the fact that he has Mighty Blow, he takes a few wolves out. And I think the Sweet Teeth Forever is going to be a little more scared to put his wolves out there in danger, so he's going to play a lot more conservatively. And I think that's the wrong way to play against dwarves. But we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
Yes, it's going to be a very interesting one.
All right, so yeah, who are you taking in that one? You're taking the Sweet Teeth.
Yes.
And I'll take the Beer Club. Let's see, Commanders in Grief. Draktar Squad. Oh, this is a tough mirror match.
Yes.
Draktar Squad comes up at about close to 180 head in TV. Let's take a look and see who's healthy, who's injured. The Commanders in Grief.
Director...
I got bad news, Charles.
What?
Andrew Smaxson is out this game.
Oh,
Gouge dies.
That makes it different.
But this, unless it hasn't rolled over, but he's red here, so I think he's out. If he's out, that's going to be a tough game. The Blitzer Marfang is out for Draktar, but I think Andrew Smaxson is a bigger playmaker.
Does Director Squad still carry those cheerleaders and coaches?
Let's take a look. 2 cheerleaders, 2 coaches.
Okay, yes. that's better than
10.
7 and 8.
Yeah, still a lot though. That's 40 TV difference. That's a yeesh. That's a lot.
That's almost alignment.
Yeah, in this game, I'm gonna have to trust the Commanders in Grief to get it done. I think Andrew Smaxson is out. They've still got enough players here that they can make it happen. Oh boy, that's gonna be a tough one. I like both teams in this.
Yes, both teams are surprisingly close to each other on the standings.
The Black Orc Strength 5, that's going to be a tough one. Alright, I'm going to put my trust in the uniform. So, Commanders in Grief wins it because their uniforms look better. Who do you like, Charles?
Yeah, I like Commanders in Grief as well, even though they haven't looked so hot. By the way, both these teams are 3 weeks without getting a win.
Ouch.
And between them, they only got 1 draw and 5 losses during that time.
Yeah.
So it's been such a bad run of form for both of them, but I'm still gonna.
You think a draw
trust
again?
them.
Could be a draw again.
Could be, but I'm gonna trust the Commanders in grief for this one, just because they have looked more consistent, even though both of them are not so hot right now.
Time to make us eat crow, Draktar squad. Prove us wrong.
Yes, do it.
Bring out your undead versus Blutarian Solarian. Let's take a look at both teams here. The Bring Out Your Undead come in completely healthy. Throw around with Strength 4 Wrestle. That piece I don't get, but maybe he's going to be the sacker. Let's take a look at Blutarian.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. We gotta talk to him to see what happened there.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on there. Blutarian comes in fairly healthy. Looks like they... Yeah, I don't see anybody missing, but their team looks a little thinner than usual. Obviously in this game... Oh, go ahead.
I think they are the ones who haven't played their games versus Escapov.
Oh, maybe that's it, okay. Either way, I think Bring Out Your Undead take this one. There's the one thing Lizardmen struggle against is teams that can be just as strong as them. And I think Khemri can, even though they don't have enough tackle on the team to stop the skinks. I think once you hit a skink, it's going to die. That is just my opinion here.
Because of the lack of tackle, I think the draw is a likely result, but I'm picking Bring Out Your Undead just because
they've proven it.
Randemad, he has been so consistent, so
understood. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with them.
I like that pick as well. Blutarian, prove us wrong again. The admin team could very well upset the Grumble Grot Gorgers this week. You never know. Mass Bolts and Dazed and Confused. Let's take a look at this matchup. Let's see, Mass Bolts coming at 1480, Dazed and Confused 1580, so 100 points difference there. Mass Bolts, the JCPenney catalog team that I love is, let's see, completely healthy. Dazed and Confused also coming in completely healthy. Now this is a contrast of styles. This is a team that's going to want to throw the ball versus a team that shuts throwing down. In this game, I have to take Dazed and Confused just because I know how hard Nurgle is, and I don't see what the elves can do against this. But I mean, I've been wrong before. They've got to wrestle. They've actually got 3 wrestle pieces, so they might be able to make some way through the screen that the Nurgle warriors will set up. But I just think there's just too much heavy hitters on the Nurgle team at this point. They've got a really well-developed Nurgle team at this point.
For this early, I would agree with you, but if you look at it, they are still under 1,600 TV, so that's pretty trim for Nurgle. They are still far from the damage potential this team actually has when it's at 2,000 TV.
Absolutely true. But
I'm picking the elves to...
Oh, nice upset. Yeah, they got a Mighty Blow Claw Police. They've got 2 Fowlers. They've got 2 Wrestlers. And they've got that Strength 6 Beast that hardly anybody's ever going to get away with. And 3 Warriors with blocks and 1 with guard. I mean, this is just a really well-developed team for a first season Nurgle. I'm actually a little jealous of this team.
And it's well-built and all of that. But I'm going to say that the movement on those mass bolts and the fact that they have such a long thrower on that pass guy, they're gonna find a way to go around.
Well, I guess we'll find out next week who gets it done, who goes home. That is all of the games. Why don't we take a quick commercial break? We'll come back and we'll wrap up the show. Welcome back to our final segment of the show where we sit around, we talk about what's going on in the league, any news around Blood Bowl, Rebbl, or just in general about how our games are going. This is usually the part where if you're not interested, you can tune out. Charles. Yeah, our ratings take a big dip at this point in the show, Charles.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. Nobody sits around and wants to listen to you. They said it was
Gotta
you,
do
not
something
me. They wanted to
interesting.
hear from me, but they were like, please limit Charles. And I said, oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. We have no ratings. Charles, any news around Rebbl that you're aware of? Or BloodBowl?
I'm not. I would say we skipped past the fact that we have an undefeated team facing a team that has no wins. So if Nuffle wants to be funny, he gives us the upset.
That would be funny. That would be funny. Yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll see how that one goes. News around Rebbl. I haven't heard any interesting news. I know there's some Blood Bowl news. They released some halfling models, and there's some new paint Games Workshop has released that makes it easier to paint if you're kind of new to painting. That's the only Blood Bowl news. Yeah, if you don't play the tabletop game, it's probably not that big a deal. Charles, how'd your week, your season go, your game go?
I got a draw against Nurgle. Again, my opponent did those 4+, several GFIs, 1 in 9s and stuff to get a draw, and the heroic win turned out to be a draw, but it doesn't matter anymore, and I didn't take any damage because he was just bashing all the loners I have, so...
Well, that's good.
Yes, that's good enough, I guess.
Yeah, I won my REL game, but it was an admin win, so that was an easy one. I took the damage, but the week before, I lost 4-0 against a gamely Lizardman team. Oh, it was the worst game of my life, Charles. Just
4-0.
4-0. Charles, I had more blocks than he did in the game, but every time I hit a skink, it was a push skull. There was like 6 push skulls in a row, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna re-roll this one. Push skull again. I was like, okay, what's going on? It was just one of those games where nothing I could do, and every time I made any mistake, he could easily just, with a skink, walk the ball in. And you know those games where it's like, no, you try the safe play and it fails, but he tries the, 4 up, 3
Exactly.
up, and you're like, oh my god, can I just have one of these plays fail?
By the way, my game, I failed the 1 in 36, and then he proceeds to roll 4+ and stuff.
Yes, it's so infuriating.
Feels so bad. That it feels so bad that I cannot roll a 2, but he can roll all of those dice. And
I know. And then
it's life.
I keep saying to myself, okay, this first half was terrible. He scored twice on me on bad rolls, and I couldn't do anything. It's gonna turn around, right? No, it doesn't. And you're like, okay, well, screw you, game. It's gonna be the same second half. It's like, god damn it. I have lost like 9 kickoff. You know when you kick off and you flip the coin? I've lost like 9 in a row now. But I'm like, at some point, my luck will turn around. It's got to turn around. Oh well. I certainly know that my luck has to get better because my playability is not going to get any better. That's a given. All right.
So you're gonna train those dice rolls.
Yeah. Now this week I've got I come off healthy. Last game again, I was missing my Strength 5 Bull Centaur, and I had a dead guard piece. So I come unhealthy this week, and I go against the undefeated team in our division. So hopefully I get something going on here, but it's Dark Elves. You know how much I hate Dark Elves. All right.
Well, you have a pretty good team to bash them, so
yeah, we'll see.
You're gonna get your chance.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And who do you got coming up for your game?
I actually don't know. All I know is that the bloodiest matches are behind me. I'm gonna have some. Up until the last game of the season, I'm facing no bash, so it's time for people to start being hired and stop dying. So I might actually have a team to come back to REL if I want to.
Why don't you just re-roll into Chaos Dwarves? That'd be the right thing to do. Everybody loves Chaos Dwarves, Charles.
I would probably re-roll into them or Nurgle, but I don't want to leave my guys hanging.
You don't want to deal with it.
Basically,
once you leave the team, they don't ever come back.
Yes, that's too sad.
You're
I
pixel
want to
hugging.
keep these guys.
All right.
That's true.
All right. Well, don't be like Charles, guys. If you don't like your team, re-roll it early, re-roll it often. All right. See you guys next week. See ya.
See ya.